My name is Q. Q did my hair on Instagram, and I'm a Atlanta hairstylist, a self-taught stylist. When did I start doing hair? I taught myself how to do hair when I was young. Like, I really can't, like, since I could remember, I always watched people get their hair done. So it's like, you know, you sit in the shop, you start watching, you start peeping game, you're like, okay, that's all I gotta do, go home. And any birthday or something like that, I always ask people to buy me mannequin heads, like, so I could practice braiding hair. So I taught myself how to braid, and a lot of people, when they see me braid, they always like, you braid so weird. But it's like, I literally just reiterated what I thought everybody else was doing from watching from afar. And I feel like I got one of the best foundations of a braid down, and it's crazy because I self-taught myself that just from watching. And yeah, that's my little spiel. I've been doing hair for quite a minute. I consistently been doing it since 2016 up until now. So I've been in the game for a minute for me to be self-taught and being afloat. And literally, all I do is hair, and I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy before anything, and I love being a mom. Doing hair has, like, kind of, I'm not gonna say slow me down from that, but it made me realize what my mama had been talking about for the longest. And being a stylist is demanding. It's very, very demanding. And like, I'm literally only able to work the hours of my child being at school. And I hear a lot of people like, y'all don't want no money, y'all this, y'all that, about stylists. But it's like, we have lives outside of work, and we have to be mothers to our children. And I always said I never wanted nobody else to raise my child. So I literally only work Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 o'clock, because I have to pick up my child. And back in the day, I would work sun up to sundown all day. It don't matter. Call me or pull up, girl. I'ma take you. And that's just how it was. But times change and it's different. So being a mommy and a hairstylist has been something that I have really truly had to adjust to. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, because it's teaching me a lot of patience. And it's also teaching me to put myself first, and making me realize like what matters to me the most. And money is not everything. And I feel like we chase money, and it's like you miss out as a parent and a hairstylist. Like, you realize you miss out on so much, and you cannot get the time back that you spent in the shop with your child. So I feel like that's something to really think about. Like, you know, your career as a stylist before starting a family versus starting a family. And especially like me, I'm a single mother, so my help is like, if people want to, it's not a I got you, like every week I know somebody gonna, you know, get him from school. Like, no, that's my job, this is my responsibility, this is my child. And like I said, I want to be the one that's raising my child, so I wouldn't have it no other way. Like, I love picking my baby up from school, I love dropping my son off to school in the morning. And yeah, my baby name is Qi'Airey, and let me tell y'all, he came to me at a time when I really truly think that I needed him the most. But at the time, it didn't seem that way. But as I have been growing with him and growing to know him and growing to love him, because I truly believe that, you know, every parent's gonna say like, I love my child, but because it's your child, but you have to grow to love. And that's with any relationship with anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because of a title, you know what I mean, that you know, like that you have that bond just because of the title. And me and my child, let's say I started my healing journey in August of 2021, and I really, you know, cut back on a lot of things. Basically, I came to realization that my old life was over, and that I had this little baby looking at me, and I needed to make decisions for him. I was no longer just living for myself. And I feel like as a young mother, we want to get back out in the streets. We're trying to get back to the club. We're trying to get back to feeling like us, especially after 9 months and somebody done played in your face. You like, for my 9 months, y'all, let me tell you, I got done the worst way. I would not wish my pregnancy on nobody. I literally cried every day of my pregnancy. I was harassed. I spent time like going to get restraining orders put out on people. Like literally, I was so alone my whole pregnancy, and I had people around, but it still didn't take away what I was feeling on the inside and the way that I was getting treated. Like that's just something that I would never be able to forget. But I'm thankful for the people that were there for me and supported me throughout those times. You know, sent me encouraging words and was just a listening ear for me. Fast forward, now the baby comes and I'm enjoying the baby, but I'm like, you know, like I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. I want to get back outside. I miss it. Like it's the summertime. Like I'm used to being in the streets, and it's just like, until you realize that you're now somebody's mother. And you can find balance. Trust me, there is balance. But I feel like you have to know who you are and get to know who your child is before you can get to that place of balance. And I feel like it's a process, and you have to enjoy the process and enjoy your blessing. Babies are blessings. So you have to enjoy your blessing. Get to know this baby. Get to know your blessing. Like, love on it, cherish it, like grow with it. And as you grow with it, you'll grow to love it. And it's just a wonderful feeling, like, to have a child. And for me, he keeps me going. Like, my baby really truly keeps me going. He make my days worth living. He's gave me a sense of purpose. And I say that because it was a situation where his father put his hands on me. So, and he was there, and I just couldn't, like, I'm just sitting there crying. I just keep looking down at my baby, and I'm just like, this cannot be my story. This cannot be my life. I gotta get myself together. And the guy who I was dealing with at the time, I called him, and like, you know, the situation just was crazy, and I felt alone. I felt like I didn't have nobody. And at that moment, I told myself, like, I will never feel like this again. You got this baby. You got to get yourself together. You got to do what you got to do, because this cannot be an ongoing thing. Clearly, these men is not for you. If they can't come through for you, they put their hands on you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, what you got to do? And at that moment, I asked God for his forgiveness, to forgive me for my sins and everything else that I have done. And I wrote a letter to myself, forgiving myself for all the disrespect that I had taken, and for the way that I had been moving through life. And even though that I knew it wasn't right, I asked God for his forgiveness, and I began to heal. I began to start a spiritual journey. And I'm not gonna just say like heal spiritual journey, because it's a process. It's like you have to figure out what you want, where you trying to go, like what's the focus, what's your goals. Like, a lot of people hear journey, and then some people have mixed opinions and feelings about it. But when you finally get to that point where you're ready to submit to God, and you're open and honest about what it, like I said, what it is that you want, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, you acknowledging what it is that you did, and you can take accountability. God, he hear you. And once you start, it's like you want to keep going as you learn yourself. Like, you have to get back to you. The world around you, let's say this, I say this all the time, I feel like the people that you have around you makes the biggest impact on your life, more than you will ever know. And a lot of people don't like the saying, a birds of a feather flock together. But I truly believe that you taking advice from people that's around you. So that's kind of like the birds of a feather flock together. You taking on the advice, you listening to these people, you care what they say, you value what they're telling you. So you kind of take you taking on what they saying. And that could kind of either, like, if you don't have the right people around you, you don't have like people around you that genuinely love you and want what's best for you, you'll find yourself being stuck in a cycle, and that's just not the way of life. Like, I mean, it is for some people, but is that what you want for yourself? And I was at a point where I'm just like, this not what I want for myself. Like, I got this baby, and I want him to know that his mama ain't just some chick out here. Like, I'm somebody. I want my child to look at me like I'm somebody, the biggest. I want to be the biggest person in my baby's life. I want him to see me as